Greetings. My name is Brian Morris, PDJ 16791, member of Team Trilogy, and today we have a comparison. We have the Westside Warship in Origio plastic, which is their baseline plastic. We have the Compass by Latitude 64. This is in the Opto plastic, which is their more premium plastic. And we have an EMac Truth, which is in the Lucid plastic, which is the same plastic as Opto, more premium plastic. So we are going to check out these discs and get a good comparison to see how they compare in their flights. All right, so we're going to compare these three different mid-ranges. We have the Westside Discs Warship, and it's a 5-speed, 5-glide, 0 turn with a fade of 1. So it shouldn't be going too hard left at the end, but it shouldn't really turn over either. So the numbers say that it is a straight disc. Very interested in it. Comparing it to the Compass, speed 5, glide 5, turn 0, fade 1, pretty much same exact numbers. Looking at seeing if we can get a very similar flight. This is in a more premium plastic, the Opto plastic here. And kind of our test up against thing here is going to be the EMac Truth, speed 5, glide 5, turn 0, and a fade of 2. So the EMac is going to be the more stable of these three discs, and it's kind of the control here of the experiment, if you will. So starting off here, we're just going to throw some shots to kind of warm up, throwing them flat. And you can see that the Warship here is a pretty straight flight. Not too much fade, as it says, indicated by the numbers. Up next, we're going with the EMac Truth. Now this one you should see some fade out of. Has the fade of 2. And lastly, the Compass, which seemed to have a little bit of fade, a little bit more fade than the Warship. And here you can see where the discs landed, both Warships to the right of that basket, and the Compass and the EMac Truth off to the left. Here we're going to chuck some hyzer shots, just ripping on it on a hyzer line, seeing if it'll stand up at all. And if I was throwing a -1 turn disc on this type of release, it would probably flip up a little bit and maybe even go over to the right. The Warship held that line and probably stretched out that hyzer shot a little bit. This is an EMac Truth, and it's on a little bit of an early release, but you can also see that fade of 2. And here comes the Compass. And the Compass is an interesting disc as well. And it faded a little bit more than the Warships. So the Warships are holding true to that fade of 1. The Opto Compass seems to want to fade a little bit more. Here we're going to throw anhyzer lines. And we're doing the same order, both Warships, EMac Truth, and the Compass, in case you're following along on that. And here we're getting a hold of it. And you can see, forcing that turnover, that the Warship here wants to fight out of it a little bit, which, you know, if you want to force an anhyzer shot over, you can get a little bit more distance with that type of disc. And this is the EMac Truth. Had to like yank it over, and it's gonna fade back because it is the most stable out of the 3 discs. And the Compass faded out as well, but held a nice little line there for a couple seconds. And all of these discs actually landed pretty closely to one another. You see where they are here. Warship's not quite as far. There's the Compass, and there is the EMac Truth. Here we're gonna throw the Compass. Well, we're gonna throw the Warship first, and then the Compass on a distance shot. This is a mid-range disc, but in all of my videos, I have been putting at least one distance shot in there, and I couldn't get these too far. 290 feet for the Warship, and the Compass. But you can see they hold a nice stable line, not flipping over on that arm speed. Both of them had the same exact distance, and you'll see where the shots landed right here. Still pretty far away from that basket, but there's your distance shots. All right, people ask for at least a flick shot here. So you see the Warship here on a flick. You can see that it straightens pretty easily. Almost could throw, I messed around a little bit with it. You could throw like Anheuser flick shots with it. This is the EMac Truth, which I do flick sometimes. It takes the torque of the flick a little bit better than a lot of discs. And this is the Compass. You can see I flicked and got that over a little bit and got a flex shot out of it. Now, I think these shots are going to demonstrate the disc's natural flight paths if I were to throw them. So you have your Warship. I think the Warship is a good straight disc. You can see that minimal fade of 1 there. And as a control, here comes the second one. Very similar flight path. A little bit more height on that. The EMac Truth is going to fade more, so I'm trying to play more of a hyzer shot with that type of disc. The Compass, if I were to rate it, would probably fall right between the EMac and the Warship. Seemed to be like a fade of 1.5 instead of a fade of 1, but it was the Opto plastic, so it could be more stable. I'll be looking to do a comparison of the Warship with the more premium plastic sometime in the future. Here you can see where those discs landed. In general, these flight numbers are correct. It was a fun little comparison, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments. Hit the like button and share the videos. Thank you and have a good night. Day, morning, whenever you're watching it.